Chosen one. You did not arrive here by accident. Heaven aligned this moment with precision, drawing you into a prophetic appointment because your life is standing at the edge of a supernatural shift. The warfare, the whispers, the pressure you've felt were signs that a divine wealth transfer is nearing your doorstep. Anointed one. The tables are turning in ways only God can orchestrate. As Scripture declares, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, and you are stepping into that promise now. Open your spirit. Something holy, powerful, and undeniable is moving in your favor at this very moment. Chosen one, lean in for a moment, because what I'm about to share with you is not casual, not coincidental, and certainly not entertainment. This is a spiritual download arriving in perfect timing, a message that has been circling your life, knocking at the door of your awareness, waiting for the exact moment your spirit would be ready to receive it. And that moment is now. You may not fully see it yet, but heaven has been aligning events with the precision of a master architect, orchestrating conversations, delays, disruptions, and sudden revelations to bring you face to face with the truth of who you are and what is unfolding around you. Chosen one. You're becoming the talk of the town, not because of gossip, not because of mistakes, but because God has placed a spotlight over your life that no human hand can dim. People feel it before they understand it. They sense something shifting around you. They can't quite articulate it, but they know your name carries weight, your presence carries power, and your steps carry purpose. You've probably noticed it, those strange glances, the sudden attention, the unexpected intensity. It's not random, it's resonance. Your spiritual frequency is rising, and people around you are unsure how to interpret what they feel. There is a sacred urgency in the air right now. I can feel it as clearly as I feel my own heartbeat. Heaven is moving on your behalf. Something is being transferred, a weighty, supernatural shift in resources, opportunities, relationships, and spiritual authority. And as this transfer unfolds, your name is echoing in rooms you've never walked into, whispered by people who have never met you, observed by those who never expected to see you rise. You are being discussed, not because of scandal, but because of prophecy. You are the anomaly they can't explain, the rise they can't predict, the breakthrough they can't sabotage. Let me tell you something from my own experience. Every time I was on the verge of a divine elevation, chaos erupted. People misunderstood me, finances tightened, old wounds resurfaced, even the atmosphere around me felt heavier, and at first I thought something was wrong. But later, I realized it was a sign that heaven was moving something powerful into my life. I learned that breakthrough rarely arrives quietly. It usually comes with tremors, with shaking, with unexpected exposure of things I didn't see before. Looking back, every disruption was actually divine preparation. Chosen one, that's what's happening to you right now. You've been sensing something unusual, an inner stirring, a pressure in the spirit, a quiet knowing that something big is about to drop into your life. And maybe you've questioned it, doubted it, or brushed it off because you didn't have the language to interpret it. But hear me clearly, what you are feeling is spiritual momentum. You are standing at the threshold of a divine transfer, financially, emotionally, relationally, and spiritually. The things that were held back are breaking loose. The blessings that were delayed are accelerating. The conversations that were blocked are flowing again. And what once felt impossible is suddenly breathing with possibility. Even heaven has been speaking through subtle signs, closed doors that protected you, sudden insights that felt too sharp to be your own thoughts, inner warnings that guided you away from danger, and strange moments of peace that made no logical sense. These are not coincidences. They are signatures of divine involvement. You have been guided, guarded, and positioned with intentionality. You may not know the full picture yet, but you are already walking inside the prophecy God has written over your life. Here's the deeper truth, Anointed One. You are entering a season where your value will be undeniable. People who ignored you will seek your wisdom. People who underestimated you will regret their blindness. Even those who tried to silence you will find themselves speaking your name out of awe, not arrogance. And I share this not to inflate your ego, but to awaken your identity. Because for too long you've walked with your head bowed, your power dimmed, your voice restrained. Yet even in that state, your spirit was a beacon. Now imagine what happens when you rise fully, when you stop shrinking, when you stop apologizing for the calling stamped on your soul. Chosen One, you are the talk of the town because heaven is making you impossible to ignore. A divine shift is unfolding. A supernatural transfer is being written into your timeline, and the same God who whispered over your life in silence is now preparing to reveal you in public. Take a breath, still yourself, and let this truth anchor you. You are in the beginning stages of your divine unveiling. Chosen One, as we step deeper into this revelation, I need you to understand something that most people never realize about their own journey. Divine elevation always exposes hidden opposition. The moment heaven prepares to lift you higher, every force that benefited from your silence, your stillness, or your self-doubt begins to tremble. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your awakening threatens everything they built on top of your unawareness. And right now, Anointed One, your awareness is expanding at a supernatural pace. You've probably begun to notice the pattern. People who once said they cared have grown strangely distant. Individuals who were overly curious about your life suddenly feel exposed in your presence. You're picking up on energy you used to overlook. You're discerning motives you once excused. Your spirit is filtering people with a precision that feels almost otherworldly. This isn't paranoia. This is spiritual maturity. This is what happens when God upgrades your discernment. It's the moment when you stop seeing people as they pretend to be and start seeing them as they truly are. I remember going through a season like this myself. I didn't know what was happening at first. I just felt different. Conversations that once made sense suddenly irritated me. Rooms I used to enjoy felt suffocating. Certain people's smiles began to feel rehearsed. Their interest started to feel strategic, not sincere. My spirit was speaking before my mind had the words to interpret it. And that internal friction, the discomfort, the unease, wasn't confusion. It was God pulling me out of environments that were too small for my next level. Chosen One, you are there right now. God is extracting you from emotional contracts, unspoken agreements, and subtle soul ties that were draining your power. This is why some connections have been dissolving without confrontation. This is why certain people can't reach you the same way anymore, even when they try. Your elevation has shifted your frequency. You are no longer accessible to those who fed on your uncertainty. And here's the truth, many never want to admit some of the people who hurt you the most never intended to lift you. They intended to contain you. They wanted you comfortable, predictable, manageable. They wanted you dependent on their approval, uncertain of yourself, questioning your worth, waiting for them to validate your dreams. Because as long as you remained small, they remained powerful. But the moment you begin to step into your anointing, the dynamic changes, and they know it. That's why you've been feeling pressure. Pressure is the sign of spiritual contraction, God pushing you into a new dimension. It's also the sign of exposure. When light increases, shadows deepen. When truth rises, falsehood trembles. When destiny awakens, distractions become obvious. And when heaven prepares to transfer wealth, influence, and spiritual authority into your hands, the spiritual climate around you begins to react. Chosen one, make no mistake. You are in the middle of a divine transfer. Something sacred is being repositioned. Something that belonged to you, resources, opportunities, connections, clarity, is returning. But before God places it in your hands, He is revealing every hidden thief who tried to steal from you emotionally, financially, spiritually. Whether they succeeded or not, it doesn't matter. Because in God's kingdom, attempted theft is still theft, and divine justice has already been triggered. You may not have realized it at the time, but every sleepless night you cried out for clarity, every prayer whispered half in faith and half in exhaustion, every moment when you said, "God, I don't understand, but I trust you." Those moments moved heaven. They activated angels. They shifted timelines. They placed your story on heaven's priority list. And now the evidence is showing. You're beginning to see people contradict themselves. You're noticing secrets slipping from their mouths. You're watching alliances fall apart around you. You're seeing the people who spoke against you suddenly grow quiet. That silence is not peace. It is fear. They sense that whatever they tried to build against you is collapsing, and they are right. What did not break you is now breaking open your next dimension. Chosen one, you're not simply doing better. You're entering a season where the hand of God is becoming visible. You're witnessing the unraveling of plans formed against you. You're feeling the tightening of heaven's protection. You're experiencing the awakening of your own authority. And you're stepping into a version of yourself that your past could never have contained. Your identity is rising. Your power is rising. Your clarity is rising. And this is only the beginning. Chosen one, now that your spirit has begun to awaken to the magnitude of what is unfolding, you must understand a deeper truth. Divine justice is not random, delayed, or unpredictable. It is precise. It is surgical. It arrives at the exact moment heaven decides you are strong enough, wise enough, and spiritually mature enough to steward the blessing that comes after the battle. And right now, Anointed One, heaven has judged you ready. This is why things you tolerated for years suddenly feel intolerable. Why behaviors you once brushed aside now feel offensive to your soul. Why people you once excused are now revealing themselves without you saying a single word. When divine justice approaches, truth becomes loud, so loud that even those who tried to deceive you can no longer hide behind their illusions. Once I went through a season where it felt like every hidden thing around me was rising to the surface all at once. People who had been smiling in my face were accidentally exposing their real motives. Whispered conversations found their way back to me without me seeking them. And the strangest part, I didn't feel angry. I felt aware. The revelation didn't hurt me, it elevated me. It made me realize that exposure is not punishment. Exposure is preparation. Chosen one, you are being prepared. You are being positioned. You are being sharpened so that you never again mistake an enemy for a friend or a burden for a blessing. And you're beginning to see why God didn't let certain people stay close to you. Why He disrupted relationships you begged Him to save. Why He closed doors that you desperately wanted to remain open. Protection often looks like rejection until time reveals the truth. And time is revealing the truth now. The individuals who plotted against you, who secretly resented your growth, who monitored your steps like it was their assignment, these people didn't just threaten your peace. They threatened your destiny. They were tampering with something God Himself ordained. And when someone places their hands on a destiny, God has sealed heaven, intervenes without hesitation. That's why you've been feeling the shift in the atmosphere around you. It's why your intuition has been louder. It's why your dreams have been more vivid. It's why your spirit feels like it's on high alert, even on calm days. Heaven is moving. Justice is in motion. What was done against you in the shadows is being dragged into the open, not to humiliate you, but to free you from the influence of those who never wanted to see you rise. And yes, chosen one, some of these revelations hurt. Because the betrayal didn't come from strangers, it came from familiar faces. Faces you trusted, faces you confided in, faces you once prayed for. But betrayal is often the final confirmation that your season with certain people has expired. Their presence in your life was built on false foundations. And God is dismantling those foundations to build something truer, purer, and stronger. There will come a moment when you look back and realize that every tear, every setback, every strange delay was heaven rearranging things behind the scenes. Heaven was not punishing you, it was protecting your future from people who did not deserve access to it. I learned this the hard way. I once prayed desperately for God to keep certain people in my life. I believed they were part of my destiny. I believed they supported me. But their removal revealed their real intentions. And though it hurt at first, the clarity that followed created a peace I had never known before. That peace allowed me to step fully into my calling. It allowed me to breathe again. It allowed me to rise. Chosen one. This same peace is coming for you. You may not fully understand the details of the divine investigation underway, but you can feel it. You can sense that heaven is rearranging people, exposing motives, untangling lies, and breaking the power of manipulation that once clouded your vision. And here's the truth you must remember: when God exposes darkness, it is always because elevation is next. You are stepping into a new level of visibility, influence, and spiritual authority. Your name is entering rooms your feet have not yet touched. Your destiny is being discussed in heavenly places. And your path is being cleared of individuals who would have sabotaged what God is about to place in your hands. Chosen one. Take this to heart. When God decides it is your turn, no force on earth or in the realm of darkness can stop it. You are rising into your rightful place, not by accident, not by luck, but by divine decree. And this is only the beginning of the unfolding. Chosen one. Now that heaven has begun revealing the truth around you, something even deeper is happening within you. Your spirit is entering a phase of refinement that only the truly anointed ever experience. It is the moment where God not only exposes what was working against you externally, but also awakens what was asleep inside you. Because before God elevates you publicly, He strengthens you privately. You may have noticed it already. Your reactions are changing. Your patience feels different. Your boundaries feel firmer. Your inner voice is clearer. It's as if the noise around you has been muted and the voice of God inside you has been amplified. This isn't random. This is what happens when heaven prepares someone for divine authority. There is a version of you emerging now that your past self could not have carried. A wiser you, a steadier you, a more spiritually aware you. A version of yourself that no longer bends under pressure or compromises to keep the peace. The situations you once tolerated now feel incompatible with your spirit. The people you once chased no longer hold the same importance. And the emotional patterns that used to trap you no longer have power over you. This is the evidence of transformation. I've lived through seasons like this, seasons where I didn't even recognize myself because the shift was happening so quickly. One day, I was reacting out of old wounds, and the next day, those wounds no longer dictated my steps. It felt like something had been uprooted deep inside me, something I had carried for so long that I didn't even know it wasn't part of me. And that's when I realized healing often happens quietly, not always with tears or dramatic moments, but in the soft, almost unnoticeable shift of inner alignment. Chosen one, you're being aligned. You're being aligned with your higher purpose, with your divine calling, with your true spiritual identity. And alignment always comes with discomfort. That discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is confirmation that something is being corrected, something is being recalibrated. Think about how a compass behaves when it's brought near magnetic interference. It spins, it shakes, it becomes unstable. But once the interference moves away, the compass points true north again, instantly, effortlessly, automatically. Your soul is pointing true north again, and the interference, those people, those lies, those burdens, those old wounds, is being cleared from your space, one by one, piece by piece. You may not have asked for this cleansing, but God initiated it because the next level of your life requires spiritual clarity, not spiritual chaos. This is also why certain memories are resurfacing. You may find yourself remembering moments you forgot, feeling emotions you suppressed, connecting dots you didn't notice before. This is not regression. This is revelation. God brings things back to your awareness, only to release them, not to torment you. The memories returning now are returning for closure, not for pain. And as these pieces come together, your identity is becoming clearer. The confusion you once carried like fog is lifting. You're seeing the patterns. You're understanding the attacks. You're recognizing the cycles. And this understanding is liberating you from years of spiritual entanglement. Chosen one, that liberation is divine. It is God preparing you for positions that require confidence, not hesitation, influence, not invisibility, authority, not fear. The kind of anointing resting on you now is not for a quiet life. It is for a life that shifts atmospheres, breaks generational patterns, and awakens dormant destinies in others. And here's the most profound part. The people who tried to break, you don't understand that their attacks actually positioned you. Their betrayal purified you. Their manipulation matured you. Their rejection redirected you. They became unwilling participants in your elevation. I've seen it in my own life. Certain betrayals ended up saving me. Certain endings became beginnings. Certain losses became lessons that transformed me, and what felt like the worst moment turned into the turning point of my entire journey. You, chosen one, are living through your own turning point right now. This is why heaven is speaking so loudly, why confirmation has been showing up everywhere, why your spirit feels restless yet ready, because God is not only clearing what was around you, He is awakening what is within you. And when the two align, internal awakening and external clearing, you step into unstoppable elevation. Chosen one, you are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. Your spirit knows it. Heaven knows it. The enemies who tried to sabotage you can sense it, and nothing can stop what God has already initiated. Chosen one, as we continue this journey, you must understand the magnitude of what is unfolding both around you and within you. Heaven is not simply exposing enemies or lifting veils. Heaven is recalibrating your entire spiritual environment because your next season requires a level of protection, wisdom, and discernment that only transformed warriors carry. You're no longer being prepared for battle. You are being prepared for rulership. You've probably noticed the shift already. Your spirit feels more alert, more sensitive, more discerning. Things you once ignored now stand out. Energy that once blended in now feels incompatible. People who once felt safe now feel strangely out of alignment with where you're going. This is what happens when God transitions you from surviving attacks to stewarding authority. The spiritual atmosphere around you must change to match the level God is elevating you into. Chosen one elevation is never just about blessings. It is about responsibility. It is about assignment. It is about carrying something heaven-backed that others cannot carry. And when God chooses someone for that level of destiny, that person's life becomes incompatible with mediocrity, low vibrations, and spiritual clutter. You are not just stepping into a blessing. You are stepping into identity. I remember going through a similar season one, where everything familiar felt foreign, and everything foreign felt strangely divine. I felt pulled away from certain people without any conflict. I lost interest in conversations that used to hold my attention. Even my routines began to feel too small for the person I was becoming. And at first, I didn't understand it. I wondered if I was changing too quickly, too radically. But then it hit me. Growth always feels like loss before it feels like transformation. You anointed one are in that same place now. Heaven is pulling you out of cycles disguised as comfort, cycles that numbed your potential, cycles that minimized your power, cycles that benefited everyone around you but suffocated your purpose. These cycles were never meant to follow you into the new dimension God is preparing. So heaven is breaking them with force, clarity, and divine precision. Some of the people you're losing right now were never meant to witness your next chapter, not because they were entirely evil, but because their spirits were incompatible with your assignment. They operated from jealousy while pretending to operate from love. They supported you only as long as you stayed beneath them. Their encouragement had strings, their friendship had conditions, their loyalty had limits, and you stayed longer than you should have because your heart was pure. Chosen one. This is your awakening. You are learning that purity and purpose must walk hand in hand. A pure heart cannot continue to give access to people who contaminate its peace. Purpose cannot flourish in environments built on manipulation, envy, or spiritual stagnation. God is not removing people to punish you. He is removing people so that you can breathe, expand, and rise. And while this separation feels intense, almost abrupt, understand that it is divinely timed. Had God exposed these individuals earlier, your spirit wasn't ready to see the truth. You would have blamed yourself. You would have justified their actions. You would have tried to fix what was never yours to fix. But now you see clearly. Your discernment is sharp. Your spirit is steady. And the lies cannot survive in the atmosphere you carry. Chosen one, you are being set apart for abundance, set apart for leadership, set apart for influence, set apart for divine restoration. This is why heaven is tightening the circle around you. Not everyone can walk with someone who is about to receive a supernatural transfer spiritually, financially, mentally, and emotionally. People who once overlooked you will watch in awe as God positions you in places they never imagined you would enter. Not because you fought for validation, but because you surrendered to transformation. And now the very forces that tried to steal from you, your peace, your stability, your finances, your clarity, must watch heaven restore you in ways no human hand can interfere with. Chosen one. You are not just stepping into a new season. You are stepping into a new identity, one aligned with divine power, divine clarity, and divine purpose. Your elevation is inevitable. Your transformation is irreversible, and your protection is impenetrable. Chosen one as heaven continues to reorder your life. There is a deeper revelation. You must not overlook every spiritual attack you endured, every betrayal you survived. Every season of silence you walked through was not merely an assault. It was an initiation, a training ground, a sacred preparation for the mantle you are about to carry. You are not emerging from a battle. You are emerging from a divine apprenticeship. What you thought was destruction was actually instruction. And now, as the fog clears, you're beginning to see yourself differently, stronger, wiser, sharper. You're realizing that the very things you once questioned about yourself, your sensitivity, your intuition, your empathy, your deep inner knowing, were never weaknesses. They were spiritual gifts lying dormant, waiting for this moment of activation. Anointed One Heaven has begun activating those gifts. You may have noticed how quickly you now detect deception, how instantly your spirit reacts when someone's intentions are off. You discern manipulation before a word is spoken. You feel energy shifts the moment you walk into a room. Your soul knows what your mind hasn't yet processed. That is not paranoia, that is prophetic sensitivity. You are learning the language of the Spirit, and heaven is teaching you without using words. I recall a season when this sensitivity first awakened in me. People I once admired suddenly felt spiritually hollow. Conversations that used to energize me began to drain me. My soul felt like it was walking ahead of my body, seeing, sensing, understanding things I couldn't explain yet. I became uncomfortable in places I used to call home. I misunderstood this shift at first. I thought I was becoming distant or withdrawn. Only later did I realize I wasn't shrinking. I was expanding. Chosen One, you are expanding right now. Your spirit is stretching beyond old limits. Your discernment is sharpening. Your inner authority is growing. You are no longer the version of yourself that enemies could manipulate or intimidate. They're confused now because the old tactics no longer work. The pressure that used to break you now reveals their weakness instead of yours. This is the point where spiritual growth becomes spiritual power. And it's also the point where heaven begins to deal with what was done against you. Chosen One, divine justice has already begun. Not the kind of justice that satisfies revenge, but the kind that restores balance, the kind that returns what you lost, the kind that elevates you in plain sight of those who doubted you, the kind that exposes motives, dismantles lies, and holds accountable every tongue that rose against you. You may not see the full picture yet, but heaven is rearranging things at a pace only the spiritually awake can sense. Information is surfacing. Secrets are unraveling. People are slipping. Truth is leaking through cracks they can no longer seal. This isn't coincidence. This is divine orchestration. And while all of this unfolds around you, something even greater is unfolding within you. Your spiritual rank is rising. The weight of your soul is increasing. Your authority in the Spirit is solidifying. Your name is gaining recognition in places your body has not yet entered. Chosen One. This is why you feel the pull toward solitude more than usual. Not isolation, consecration. Heaven is separating you from noise so that you can hear instructions for the next chapter. You're being repositioned like a piece on a chessboard, prepared for a move that will shift the entire game. And here is the truth that may shake you a little. Your elevation requires a version of you that you have not fully met yet. A more grounded you, a more confident you, a more spiritually aware you, a more unapologetic you, a more divinely aligned you. This version is emerging now, piece by piece, revelation by revelation, breakthrough by breakthrough. You are not rebuilding your life. You are reinventing your identity. And as this new identity rises, heaven is placing opportunities, resources, and connections in alignment with the person you're becoming, not the person you were. That's why certain things are leaving. That's why specific doors remain shut. That's why people you wanted to keep cannot stay. They were aligned with your old identity, not your ascended one. Chosen one. Your next chapter is too big for your previous circle. Heaven is not taking anything from you. Heaven is taking you out of anything that cannot carry what's coming next. Chosen one. As we enter this next dimension of your awakening, there is a truth you must embrace with your whole spirit. Your elevation is exposing every heart that was never truly for you. Heaven is not only lifting you, it is revealing the motives of those who were comfortable only when you were quiet, uncertain, or small. And now that you're rising, the masks around you are falling faster than you ever expected. You may have sensed it already. Certain people who once hovered around you suddenly feel uneasy. Certain voices that were once loud have gone suspiciously silent. Their reactions aren't coincidences. They are spiritual indicators. They can feel what is happening in the invisible realm, even if they cannot name it. They sense the stirring in your spirit, the way heaven is backing you, the way your identity is solidifying, and it shakes them because your elevation confronts the truth they've tried to avoid. You were never meant to stay beneath them. Anointed one. Many of the people who minimized you did so because they saw your potential before you did. They recognized your light long before you understood its magnitude. And instead of celebrating it, they attempted to contain it. They spoke discouragement to dim you. They sowed doubt to confuse you. They created distractions to derail you. And they operated from fear, the fear that once you recognized who you were, you would outgrow them. And that fear was correct. I once experienced a season just like this. People I thought were allies grew colder the moment I stopped needing their validation. The moment I healed, the moment I stopped shrinking. Suddenly they couldn't look me in the eye. Suddenly their tone changed. Suddenly I felt a distance I couldn't explain. It wasn't confrontation, it was spiritual incompatibility. I had risen to a level where their intentions could no longer hide. Chosen one. You are there now. Your spirit has elevated and the truth is becoming undeniable. You're seeing patterns you once overlooked. You're catching contradictions you once excused. Your intuition is catching what your heart used to ignore. This is not arrogance, it is discernment. This is spiritual eyesight. And heaven sharpened it because where you're going, clarity is not optional. Understand this, your elevation is not just a blessing, it is a divine separation. When God chooses someone for a higher assignment, He removes whoever cannot honor the calling. The people distancing themselves from you are not abandoning you, they are being sifted out. Your spirit has become too heavy with purpose for their shallow intentions to remain comfortable around you. Some people cannot breathe in the altitude God is lifting you into, and while the exposure hurts, it also liberates you, because now you can move forward without carrying the weight of relationships that were secretly rooting for your failure. Now you can grow without the invisible resistance of jealousy. Now you can rise without the sabotage of those who feared your wings. Chosen one. You must accept this sobering truth. Your success is their judgment. Not because God is punishing them through you, but because your rise reveals everything about what they tried to hide. Your confidence reveals their insecurity. Your clarity reveals their manipulation. Your healing exposes the wounds they tried to keep you trapped in. Your elevation unmasks their intentions more effectively than any confrontation ever could. But here's what you must hold on to. Do not harden your heart. Discern, but do not become bitter. See the truth, but do not allow it to poison your spirit. Your heart must remain soft enough to carry love, but strong enough to enforce boundaries. You are being positioned for leadership, not revenge. I learned this lesson firsthand. When God lifted me into a new chapter, I realized that not everyone who clapped was celebrating me. Some were measuring how high I rose so they could calculate how to pull me back down. But heaven whispered a truth I never forgot. Elevation always reveals loyalty. Exposure always precedes promotion. And separation always protects destiny. Chosen one. Your destiny is being protected right now. Heaven has drawn a circle around you that no enemy can cross. The same people who doubted you will watch what God does next. The same people who whispered against you will witness your breakthrough. And the same ones who tried to hinder you will see you rise anyway. Your victory has already begun. Your separation is divine. And your next chapter will not include those who never deserve to hold a place in it. Chosen one. Now that heaven has cleared your path and exposed every hidden intention around you, there is a deeper truth you must embrace. You are entering a chapter where silence becomes your greatest weapon and restraint becomes your greatest strength. Not because you are afraid, but because you finally understand that not every battle requires your voice. Some victories are secured not by speaking, but by standing. This is a sacred transition, one that only the spiritually mature ever reach. You are learning that silence is not weakness. Silence is positioning. Silence is elevation. Silence is the posture of someone who no longer reacts to noise because they have learned to respond only to divine instruction. Chosen one, think about your journey. Whenever you spoke too quickly, too openly, too vulnerably, didn't people misuse your words? Didn't they twist your truth? Didn't they exploit what you shared in good faith? This is why heaven is guiding you now into a season of controlled speech. You are becoming a custodian of revelation, someone who speaks only when God prompts, someone who understands timing, someone who carries wisdom too precious to waste. I learned this lesson through painful experience. There was a time when I felt obligated to explain myself to everyone, to defend myself from false narratives, to prove my value, my intentions, my truth. But the more I tried to defend myself, the more drained I became. The more I tried to explain, the more misunderstood I felt. Until God whispered to me one day, "You don't need to speak to be understood. You need to grow." That moment changed everything, because what I didn't realize was this explanation is for those who doubt your identity. Silence is for those who already know your power. And your enemies, those who tried to sabotage you, block you, misrepresent, you didn't need an explanation. They needed exposure. And heaven handled that. Chosen one. Your silence now is not hiding. It is strategy. It is protection. It is elevation. You have stepped into a frequency where words must be chosen, not spilled. Where revelation must be guarded, not scattered. Where God Himself speaks for you in ways your voice never could. This is why certain people in your life are confused right now. They don't know how to navigate the new you, the quiet you, the selective you, the intentional you. They were used to having access to your thoughts, emotions, reactions, and insecurities. They were comfortable when you were predictable. But silence makes you unpredictable. Silence makes you powerful. Silence makes you unmanipulable. And this is unsettling to those who once relied on your openness as a tool for control. But listen closely. This silence is not permanent. It is purposeful. You are not withdrawing. You are listening. You are discerning. You are aligning. Heaven is downloading strategy into your spirit, and heaven cannot pour into a noisy vessel. Your silence is creating spiritual bandwidth. Your restraint is making room for divine clarity. As you step deeper into this new season, you will notice something remarkable. Opportunities will begin to find you. People you don't talk to will speak your name in rooms you've never entered. Doors you didn't knock on will swing open. Your silence, paradoxically, will amplify your influence, because when God elevates someone, their presence becomes louder than their voice. Chosen one. This is your moment to rise without rushing to speak, without spilling to move, without announcing. You are no longer proving anything. You are positioning yourself for the divine transfer that is already in motion. Let the world whisper. Let the jealous stir. Let the enemies speculate. Their confusion is confirmation. You are stepping into destiny. Chosen one, as we come to the close of this divine encounter, I want you to let one truth settle deep into your spirit. You are standing in your Kairos moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday, now. Heaven has already shifted in your favor, and the supernatural transfer assigned to your name has begun to move. You are not hoping for breakthrough, you are walking in it. Chosen one, breathe. Feel the weight of glory that surrounds you. Feel the alignment in your spirit. You are not leaving this message the same way you entered it. Something has awakened inside you, something ancient, something holy, something unstoppable. The tide has turned, the favor is accelerating, the restoration is multiplying. Every delay has been overturned, every plot has been reversed. Every hidden blessing is coming into the light. You are stepping into rooms prepared for you long before the foundations of the earth were laid. This is the moment heaven whispered about. This is the season your spirit has been waiting for. Anointed one, may your steps be guided, your path be protected, and your heart remain anchored in divine clarity. May you move with boldness, walk with reverence, and rise with the quiet confidence of someone fully backed by the Most High. If this word ignited something in your spirit, feel free to comment below so your declaration can echo in the realm of the Spirit. Chosen one, go forward with peace, with authority, and with fire. Your name is spoken in heaven. Your victory is sealed. Your story is shifting now. Go forth and reign, chosen one.